to the Coast to Coast podcast brought to you by the Lines and Play Picks, coming to you from Oakland, California. Josh Lander, joined as always by my counterpart on the East Coast, Nate Weitzer, coming to you with a nice full Monday slate, Nate. And we're going to start things off by letting people know we did have a couple winners in our gift card giveaway on Friday night. Coincidentally, on Friday, Chris Tucker won one of our 23-point bets that Zion scored there. And the other winner was a gentleman named Tanner. We'll get those gift cards out to you guys. And make sure you stay tuned this week. We'll be coming at you with another opportunity for that pretty soon. As always, if you need a FanDuel or DraftKings account, head over to fdpicks.com or dkpicks.com and get into those local listings, see what's available for you guys. Jump in those comments, as always, like and subscribe for us if you're liking these winners we're bringing you. And we're going to come at you with another bunch of them, hopefully tonight for the 22nd. Nate, let's get into it.
Yeah, good slate after a good weekend. For me, at least, I don't know why the Nets were underdogs last night. That was easy money to gobble up.
Hell yeah.
But looking ahead at Monday, we have the Bulls -1 at Rockets, Grizzlies +5 at Mavericks, Heat -6 at Thunder, Blazers +6 at Suns, Hornets +12 at the impressive Jazz, and the Wizards +7 at the short-handed Lakers. So that's an intriguing game. I know we want to watch the point guard battle, the Blazers and Suns, of course. And also, I'm intrigued by the Mavs coming off an 8-day layoff. But Josh, I'll let you lead it off. Where are you putting your money tonight?
Yeah, let's start with points, man. Let's look at those games that are going to be high scoring. I'm definitely starting Phoenix and Portland. We continue to find value with Phoenix's totals as they're pretty, they're known as a defensive team with good reason. They have an incredible defensive rating in the top 10. The real what I'm looking at with them though is despite the fact that they keep the pace slow, they put the ball in the basket. They've got the number one effective field goal percentage in their last 7, which they're 6-1. Their defensive rating has gone down a bit in those games as well, up to 113, which is 4 points worse than their average for the season. I do like them to be able to handle Portland as well, to be honest with you. I think at home, you look at how Chris Paul's closing games, especially in their last couple, they put up an incredible number against the Pellies to come back and win in the fourth quarter, outscoring them 41-12. They continue to score a lot of points. So I do like the over. If you can, right now it's at 227.5 or so. That feels pretty low. And I'm also looking for the Suns to be able to pull that game out. 5.5 points scares me a bit as Dame is incredible in the fourth quarter as well. But I think we'll see plenty of points to get over to 227.
Yeah, I don't like the spread because what you mentioned exactly, right? The Suns have been pulling away with incredible fourth quarter defense. There is no defense for Dame hitting a 30-foot step back. He's the best fourth quarter scorer in the NBA, and he's on that same kind of MVP tear we saw him go on this time last year. I do love the over because you're kind of stepping ahead of the trend. The sports books are still slow to catch up on the fact that the Suns have become more efficient offensively, less efficient defensively by switching around their lineups a little bit. And yeah, you're not going to stop the Blazers from scoring. So yeah, love the over if you can gobble it up early. I also just gobbled up that Mavericks over early. They're coming off an 8-day layoff due to the disaster in Texas and some COVID issues. And before that suspension, in their last 7, they were the number 2 offensive team and number 29 defensive team. They went 6-1. They scored 125 points per game. And in their last 5, 128. And all 7 of those games went over. There's really nothing not to like about the over. They've gone over in 12 straight when not facing the Suns or Jazz, who are, some great defensive teams. And in their last 5 home games, they've been even worse defensively, even better offensively. They have a 61% effective field goal percentage, which is insane. Memphis kind of matches their opponent. They will, Ja will ramp up the pace if Luka is ramping up the pace. They've been terrible defensively, 26th in defensive rating their last 9, 8 of those 9 going over, and they're allowing 118 in that span. So this number is definitely skewed right now. I think you can I expect the Mavericks to win with all that rest, and you can get Mavs money line and the over at about plus 180 on your money. That's what I just bet.
I like it. Yeah, I think, once again, Memphis is one of those teams that the public is slow to realize that they're putting up points again. They were a choppy team, sort of Kyle Anderson-esque when Ja was out, and now that Ja's back in, things are a lot more opened up, as you mentioned. So still being able to find some pretty good value there. Another game, Nate, that we need to monitor, one of those injuries is Tyler Hero and the Miami Heat. He is questionable right now, as we mentioned, against the Thunder in OKC, as the Heat continue that long West Coast road trip that they're on right now. They're trending in the right direction. If Hero was playing, I would say lock in that -5.5, but I'm going to continue to monitor it, and hope I can still see if Hero plays. Things to like about Miami right now. Obviously, they're 6-3 in their last 9. Jimmy Butler is back, and he's rebounding the ball super well. I do like his prop at FanDuel to get over 8.5 rebounds. He's gotten 8 rebounds in his last 11 games. Which is an incredible number for a non-center. And OKC is just terrible at home, so I'm going to continue to bank on that. They're 4-9 at home. They're only 3-7 against the spread there, and they have a -10 net rating at home, which is just mind-boggling for a team that plays decently well on the road and is a little bit spunky. But I do still I'm going to grab Miami -5.5 now, and probably talk about a tease there as well.
Yeah, you're getting some value if Hero plays there, but I mean, these teams to me are really erratic, especially the Thunder. I just don't know what I'm going to get from them at any point, especially when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's in or out. Then when he's in, their defense is suddenly way worse. So I do like, Jimmy and Bam to get their points and rebounds. So I love the prop pick, and I'll be targeting them in DFS. Not sure if I'll be betting this one. There are some intriguing betting angles on that Lakers game, as they're shorthanded. They're 1-3 since AD was officially announced out for that time. He's really been in and out of the lineup for about 10 games now. And LeBron's been carrying the load, right? In his last 8, he's playing 38 minutes per game, scoring 27. And now Kyle Kuzma has a back strain. Dennis Schroeder's out for protocol. It's really LeBron carry them or bust. And the Lakers have lost 2 in a row. They're 6-2 after a loss. I expect to win, but I don't know if they can just roll a Wizards team that is doing very well defensively, and they have an 8.8 net rating in their last 4. But I think LeBron definitely gets over 30 points after a rare off night against Miami. Washington just doesn't have the same personnel or scheme to deny him. They give up the most free throw attempts per game. They're pretty terrible in 3-point defense. So here's a prop that, on DraftKings, you're getting terrible odds, -180. But for LeBron to hit 2 threes in a game in a season where he's shooting a career high percentage from 3, love that. And I love the player performance doubles for him to get 30 plus points in a win. That's +116, or 10 plus assists. That's +150 at FanDuel Sportsbook. Rather than trying to take the Lakers to go -7. I would look at live betting the Lakers as per usual, because I think we see, another heroic second half performance led by LeBron to pull out the win and snap this short skid.
Yeah, that seems like the narrative that I would like to rely on the most as well, is LeBron to be able to keep his team from losing 3 games in a row. The problem is I also really like the way the Wizards are trending. I'm happy to take the points there. I think +7 is way too many for a Washington team that's, as you mentioned, playing a lot better on defense. In their last 4, they have a defensive rating of 105. That's incredible for them. That's a good defensive rating. That's incredible for them. As far as the Lakers, I'm just looking at what they don't have. As we mentioned, 1-3 since AD went down. They're allowing their opponents to score more shoot better than 41% from 3. That's not Lakers ball. And their net rating is about almost -6 in that time frame without AD playing in the last 4. Only be able to score 103 points per game in that time frame. So while I do believe there is some value to the, like we said, the narrative of LeBron carrying his team, I don't know that that's going to be able to be enough for them, as it hasn't really been able to be enough in the last 4. And I love Washington +7. One thing I will add is, as I'm eyeing that Washington game, and I'm also, as we mentioned, eyeing that Miami game, I feel a lot better about just teasing those together, taking about 4 points each. So what happens? I take both of those games. I can get Miami down to -1.5 over the Thunder, and I can get the Wizards all the way above 10 to +11 against the Lakers. I love that bet right there. Still getting a little bit better than even on my money. So I think that's the play for me tonight, Nate.
I would sleep soundly curled up with a blanket with the Wizards +11. That sounds wonderful. Moving to the DFS angle, as I mentioned, Bam Adebayo or Jimmy, I think those are guys you got to pay up for. I like Ja Morant and CP3 to bounce back in their respective games that we love the over. They went cold against each other in their last time out, so they're a little underpriced. Also in that Memphis Dallas game, I'm looking at Grayson Allen for some value and paying up for Kyle Anderson potentially because Dylan Brooks is out. Jaren Jackson Jr. will still be out. You can also use DeAnthony Melton as an extreme value. And our boy Gary Trent, still cheap, still just either reliable or capable of blowing up against a Suns team that will allow him to shoot the three ball. They will sell out to try to stop Dame.
Nice. Yep, I'm with it. We're going to have fun with that tonight. I know playing some head-to-head. And as we mentioned, stay tuned. We will have another gift card this week for you guys. Make sure you jump into those comments, like, and subscribe on the video as we continue to feel pretty good about these games as we start to figure out this NBA season. And we will be back with another video for you guys tomorrow. As for tonight, happy betting.